that autumn wind. Shout out to the Raiders, man, we about to win.
Raiders performance versus the Packers. A, B, C, D, or F. You're watching Raiders versus Packers. Grades, I'm going to give out some winners and losers because NFL Week 7 is in the books. The Raiders, they're 3-3, but I want you to grade the Raiders' performance versus the Green Bay Packers. So is it an A, a B, a C, D, or an F? Tough game here, though. They dropped to 3-3, 42-24. Now, there's some bright spots, hence why I'm giving out winners. There's some down spots, though, losers. But overall, we're going to comment on some grades on offense, defense. But the Carr's costly fumble, that shifted the momentum. And hopefully it doesn't shift my momentum on today's show. All right, let's get into my Week 7 grades. It's time to grade the offense. Now, before I give my grade, I want you guys to comment below. So, what would you give the offense? An A, B, C, D, or F? I want to keep it flowing in the comment section. So for everyone who's watching us live, I'm seeing some C minuses. See Brandon, some Ramirez says F. Kyle Hayes says C. Big says F. I don't think that we deserve an F. I'm going to give it a C+. I think when I think about the offense overall, the C+ is what I'm going to give. Now, if we convert that touchdown by Derek Carr, you're probably going to bump this grade up, in my opinion, to a B-. But when you look at the box score, the Raiders' passing yards, yeah, they weren't quite as what the Packers had. But rushing yards, what did we want to do? We wanted to run the football. Total yards, you put up 484 points on most teams, you're going to win that football game. Or 484 yards. You're going to win most games. But 2 costly turnovers, which shifted the momentum. I'm still going to give him a C+, though, because I saw optimism, and I still see things like Darren Waller, who right now is playing like the best tight end in the NFL. Josh Jacobs running the football like one of the best players in the NFL. So, even though Derek had 2 bad turnovers, I still see optimism, and the fact that we didn't have Trent Brown, I really think that hurt the offensive line. Sure, it didn't hurt Josh's yards per carry, but if you go back and you look at this game, first quarter, second quarter, hell, even the third quarter, don't look at the score. Look at the actual game. The Raiders actually played well, and I thought they were in control of this football game. And sure, you're going to look at 42-24 and you're going to say, Mitch, you're crazy. Guess what? I won't be the last time I've been called crazy. I think that the Raiders actually handled the Packers pretty well in this game. Let's go to the defense. Defense gave up 42 points, so what is your grade? A, B, C, D, or F? Let me hear it in the comments section, okay? A, B, C, D, or F? I'm going to give the defense a D. I think where it needs to go. For multiple reasons. One of the biggest reasons why I decided to go with a D, yes, they gave up 42 points, but also the Packers, they were super banged up on offense as well. And you can't give up this many passing yards to a team that doesn't have their best wide receiver. You only had 1 sack on the day, but when a quarterback does this, like Aaron's an amazing player, a bad man, but when a quarterback puts up these kind of numbers against you, it's hard to give the defense a passing grade whatsoever, so a D just seems fitting. But without them having Devontae Adams, I really thought that the Raiders were going to win this game, and after the first quarter, I was like, man, I like my bet a lot. Over at BetDSI, I used my promo code, so luckily I saved up some money, but you guys can bet on the Raiders all season long. And just because, hey, when the Raiders don't win, I don't want to say I'm okay with it, but I'm going to bet on the Raiders every single week. Why? Because it's the only way that I'm going to actually enjoy the game. And luckily with BetDSI, when I make a bad bet like the Raiders winning against the Packers, if you use that promo code Raiders120, you're going to have deposit money or bonus money to use. So to cover your ass when the Raiders, well, they lose. So go to chatsports.com/bet. Use the promo code Raiders120 for 120% deposit bonus. Put down 50, get 60 for free, and I'll get your free t-shirt from Raider Nation store. Let's go to special teams. Special teams, it was all right, right? I'm going to be honest with you. We're not going to sit here and talk about special teams for too long. I'm going to give it a C grade. It was average to me. The only thing was you start off the game with a field goal. In games like this, you need to be able to come out and to convert that into a touchdown. Now, that's not special teams' fault. But Daniel Carlson, to me, is still a very good kicker. I'm going to give it a C grade, though. A.J. Cole also punted the ball well. Now, we got to continue to grow the fam here. 30K subscribers. Currently at 29,397. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are like my second family. I continue to meet amazing people. I went to my man Josh's birthday last night. To be honest, a little hungover. But the fact that people who watch my show invite me to birthday parties, the fact that my man Lil Man Jay's like, yo, wear my pin on your show, that's the stuff that makes this show different. And that's what I want to continue to do. So even if we lose, I want to be able to come on here and I want to be able to talk to people who I genuinely care about. So the only way that we continue to get the voice of this show out there and get the nation's voice heard is continue to subscribe. So youtube.com/RaidersReport. Let's continue to grow the fam. Let's get into some winners. All right, we'll go to winners, then we'll get into some losers. A big winner for me, it's not a big surprise. It's Josh Jacobs. You watch this player, and when he had 3 carries for 53 yards in that first quarter, and then he went down with a shoulder injury, and I was like, oh, shit. Josh, what are you doing to me, man? Get back out on the field. And, you know, he got, like, questionable return, and I'm listening to these reports, and then all of a sudden, he comes out like a bat out of hell out of the tunnel, and he's running. He wants to get back on the field. And Josh is the offense. He is the man that's going to continue to get it rolling here. But for a rookie running back to look as good as he has, and if you want to just look at numbers for some of you old-timers, I'm looking at you, Dad, Josh Jacobs is putting up numbers like Bo Jackson did. Seriously. That's how good of a year he's having. Let's go to another winner, shall we? What do you think? Josh Jacobs is my first winner. My next winner, no surprise, it's Darren Waller. Darren Waller is playing like the best tight end in the NFL. I mean, when you consider the fact that he had 8 targets today, 7 catches, 126 yards, 2 touchdowns, he's not only is he improving his blocking game, everything that is thrown to this man, he's bringing in. And he continues to show that he is one of the best tight ends in the NFL, as Jon Gruden said. And for everyone who watched my show this past week, I said Darren needs to get extended. And there was a few people that were like, nah, he's going to get extended, he's going to slow up. You know what, Darren? Good for you. I hope you laugh at those people because you come out after getting paid and you put up your best game as a Raider. 7 catches, 126, and 2 touchdowns. And some people are going to say, Mitch, that last touchdown was garbage. No, that last touchdown was an absolutely athletic freak play. Spin move. Not many tight ends make that move. My last winner for Raiders Week 7 is a man who, good friend of mine, but I'm going to give him a winner, and it's going to be Max Crosby. Because, again, he's the only player that, 1, actually got a sack on the quarterback. And 2, if you listen to the broadcast, we've been saying for a while that Crosby's, going to be a very, very good player. I mean, here are the numbers that he put up today. But he's starting to get noticed by important people around the NFL. One person is Tony Romo. Now, I know y'all don't like the Cowboys, but if you can't respect Tony Romo's knowledge of the game, y'all are doing something wrong. Tony Romo, listen to that man talk about football. He knows what he's talking about, and he called Max Crosby a future Pro Bowler. For you to get noticed by people like Tony Romo, who actually, in my opinion, know a lot about the game, that's a very, very big deal. And for Max, he's making the autumn wind is flowing in here around Max Crosby. But for him to get noticed by somebody like Tony Romo, and for Tony Romo to call him a Pro Bowler, that makes him a big, big winner. Now, hopefully y'all won some money on BetDSI this week. I bet on the Raiders to beat the Packers. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but guess what? I'm going to bet on the Raiders to beat the Texans next week. That one's for Chucky Heads. Believe it, baby. And if you haven't already bet on the Raiders, go do it at BetDSI. Chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Raiders120 for 120% deposit bonus. BetDSI has hooked us up with the #1 sports deal out there. So if you support my show, you support me, you support my man, Little Man Jay, go to BetDSI, chatsports.com/bet. I guess we got to talk about some losers. It's part of it, right? Winners, losers. My one loser, I'm going to give it to Derek Carr. I hate calling Derek a loser, by the way, because I thought he played well. 22 of 28, 293 yards, 2 touchdowns. But it's the 2 turnovers. And it's the fumble that really cost, I think, the Raiders this game. The Raiders have all the momentum. We're marching down the field, getting ready to score. And then we had a bad fumble. Really bad fumble that turned into a touchback. Then the Packers, they go down the field. They score a touchdown right before the half. They get the ball back. And they score another touchdown. And it's 28-10 in a blink of an eye. And a game where I'm like, man, the Raiders are in control of this game. One bad fumble. That's why I have to give Derek, I guess I have to call Derek a loser. DC, though, I love you still. You're still my quarterback. Let's don't get anything twisted about anything like that. Next loser, David Sharp. Dude got roasted in this game. We need to get Trent Brown back. Trent, I don't know what I got to do. I tweeted out I'll do some illegal shit to get Darren Waller a touchdown. I'll do some illegal shit to get you back on the football field because David Sharp did not look sharp whatsoever. He was getting blown up early in the game. I'm not trying to compare him to Trent Brown. There's a reason why Trent Brown's one of the best in the league. But David Sharp, you got to be better than what you were today. Sorry, you're a loser for week 7. Let's go to my next and last loser. And it's nobody on the Raiders. But they have to be a loser because at this point, the NFL needs to do some investigating, in my opinion. It's the Green Bay refs. I watched last week against the Lions. Horrible. The Lions should have won that game. And then I watched this week. And you want to talk about totally killing momentum and totally changing outlook in games. It's the referees. I mean, go back and look at some of these plays, and I want you to comment F the refs because it should be absolutely filled with F the refs. So, let's get these flowing in here, and I'll give some shout-outs to some people. But the Trevor Davis pass interference call, that was an absolute joke. I don't know how you can look at that and then after review say, yes, it was still pass interference. Then you have the Jimmy Graham pass interference call. That one's freaking terrible. That's the one that really set me off. And then, this one, if you can go back on my Twitter and look at it, the refs ruled a catch that literally hit the ground and bounced up in the air. But the fact that they called it a catch on the field, now, yes, they had to go back and review it. But for you to miss a call like that as an NFL ref is mind-blowing to me. And I don't know what the NFL needs to do, but y'all need to take a little bit of a look at the refs in Green Bay because some serious shit is going on there. So now I'll give you my Week 7 winners here. We'll do a quick recap. Got Josh Jacobs, continues to run the football well, 124 yards. Darren Waller, 2 touchdowns, finally got in the end zone. Waller's a baller. Max Crosby. Tony Romo said he's about to be a Pro Bowler, and people are definitely talking about that. Now my losers. I hate calling Derek a loser, but that fumble, the interception, especially the fumble. But DC, you're still my QB. David Sharp, not pretty. Not pretty. Trent Brown, get back quick. And then the Green Bay refs, man. Green Bay refs were bad once again. The NFL needs to do something about it because like I said, there's something going on there. So those are my Week 7 winners and losers. If you don't agree with my winners or losers, hit me up on IG at Mitchell Renz 365. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this, I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.